Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I am so excited about today's video. This was a game changer for us. But before we get started, I just want to show you a little trick that will help, especially when you're cutting something hard like sweet potatoes. You do not want to be pressing down and have this slip and then chop a finger off. So this cutting board, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a lightly damp washcloth. You can also use a paper towel or anything like that, but you can see prior to putting it down, this thing can easily move all around. So it could easily slip. So again, just slightly damp. I'm going to place this down, put my cutting board back on top, and literally, unless I'm pushing it hard, will not move. So that is a great tip to make sure your cutting board stays still and you don't chop off any of your pretty fingers. So I've got two sweet potatoes here. I've got the mother of all sweet potatoes, just to kind of show you for your big sweet potato toast or your average sweet potato that you could probably find in most stores. So I am going to start with our big guy, and I am just going to cut off the very bottom tip of the sweet potato. And what that does, in addition to having a sturdy cutting board, it actually also makes the sweet potato sturdy so that you're not trying to cut, you know, around the bottom where it's not flat and sturdy. So I'm going to set that straight up, and what you're going to do right now is you're going to try and make slices for your toast, and we're going to do it the thickness that you prefer. So I'm going to start. One thing to remember is the thicker your toast, the longer it's going to actually take to toast. So you don't want to go super thick. Make sure you have a really sharp knife, otherwise this could be really difficult. So hopefully you can see here about the thickness. I don't know, maybe a quarter of an inch, give or take. And I'm going to try and get them as uniform as possible. And you could do this a number of ways. You can actually put these in your toaster. It will take a few times toasting it in order to actually get it the consistency that you want. Or in my case right now, I'm going to use my toaster oven. You could also even put it in your oven and bake it, and that would work as well. So again, I'm just going to cut off the bottom of this one. And I'm going to go in the thickness that I'm looking for. Sorry, my phone's going nuts. Watch your fingers, people. You don't want to be running to the emergency room. I'll still use those ends, but just for illustration purposes, I'm just going to show you with these ones that I've cut up here. So I've just gone ahead, and since I told you I'm using my toaster oven, I lined the bottom with some aluminum foil. I love aluminum foil. I use it for everything. Easy cleanup, guys. And then what I did with my rack is I actually just sprayed it with a little coconut oil spray. If you don't want to use a spray, you could just rub it down with a little coconut oil or olive oil. And then I'm just going to place on there. Let's see if I can get these to fit. These are big ones. I'm super excited about this. I'm hungry and I'm in the mood for this right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just do, since they're so large, 4 at a time, and I'm going to place it in my toaster oven, and I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay guys, I just took these out of the toaster oven. I'm not going to lie, they do take a minute. It's going to take, for me, I think I put them in about 20 minutes. Again, if you're going to use your actual toaster, just know you have to push it down a few different times, but you're kind of going for sort of the softness of this, but you do want it like a little firm on the outside. So hopefully that gives you an idea. You can kind of bend them a little bit, but they're still firm enough to kind of pick up with your hands and eat. So I'm just going to show you 2 different ways that I like to do them. There are so many different ways that you could dress these guys up. Very versatile, but I'm going to show you a sweet and savory one that I absolutely love. So let's start with our sweet. And I love, these are just some ideas over here. I've got cashew butter, almond butter, chia seeds, cinnamon, some coconut flake, and banana we love to use. So our favorite butter is cashew butter. So I'm going to put a little of this on top. and towards the bottom of the jar so it's a little thicker. I'm just going to spread that out, and then I'm going to layer it with bananas and then some of the toppings that I have here. This is a really fun thing to do if you have guests. It can be a little time consuming on the front end when you're toasting them, but I mean, this is something people don't see very often, so it's kind of fun to surprise your guests. And then I'm just going to layer it with some bananas. And then I'm just going to sprinkle on a little cinnamon. A little coconut. I do unsweetened flaked coconut. And we love to use chia seeds. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of those. It just adds a nice little crunch, and it's got tons of great nutrients. So there's one guy. That's my sweet one. I'm going to set that over here. Now for my savory, I'm actually going to use, I fried up an egg. And this is one you'll want to eat with your fork and knife if you're going to use a fried egg. Otherwise you're going to end up dripping everywhere. And I just sliced some avocado. So I'm just going to place some avocado on top, like so. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it with a little salt and pepper. And there's another idea for you guys. There is more of a savory way to eat your sweet potato toast. So 2 great ideas. This is such a fun breakfast. Your kids, if they love sweet potatoes, this is a great way to get them to eat more vegetables. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Come back for more healthy, nutritious meals that your whole family will love with some great tips for the most novice cook in the kitchen. There you go, guys. Enjoy. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like, and subscribe.